don't know where April is, but I'm sure she's coming. Hopefully, if not, we'll just swing it, roll with it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Wednesday night team call. Team Epic Empire, we're awesome. Can you tell off the migraine? Just kidding. All right, so Nicola actually made an announcement slide because there's a lot of really cool announcements, especially those codes that are going on, how you get a, give a code, you get a code, which is pretty cool. So Nicola, do you want to go ahead and go over the announcements?
Yep. So first one is our Push to Diamond group. It's going to start on September 5th. You have to wake up an Emerald coach, an active Emerald coach on August 29th. What Jatana was just talking about, your 3 coupon codes. So new and active coaches only get these codes. So if you share 1 code this month, you'll get 1 in September. And then if you do all 3, you'll get 3 in September. They're seeing a increase of you guys using the codes, so they want to keep promoting it and get you guys more active with these. The collagen is coming to Canada. I don't know if we have any Canada coaches, but it is coming to Canada, and it'll be live August 27th. So right now, the 3-day refresh is 10% off, and Recover is $10 off. This is really great for you guys that need to be active, or you have some coaches that need to be active. Use this 3-day refresh as a group to get people going. And then also Recover, of course, we had the vegan option new, so that's a good thing to do with your challengers. The 6 weeks of the work is coming. The VIP launches September 30th, and then for everybody else, it'll be spring 2020. So this is a good time to start thinking of how you're going to market it. And obviously, we'll probably do something as a team. But just put that on your calendar and start thinking ahead for that. And then, of course, pumpkin spice. It's coming back out September 3rd, and we all say yay. And then once it's sold out, it'll come back out again in October. So those are our main announcements. If you guys have any questions or anything else, just send me a message and I'll help you guys out. Do you want me to keep going?
Where? I don't know either, dude.
All right. Oh no. All right. I'm so excited about the pumpkin spice. I loved it last year. I was really bummed out when I finished my last packet, so I'm excited for it coming back. All right, team builders. So how many new boss babes? We have 29 new boss babes in the past 21 days, which is awesome. It's so fun to see these new coaches added into our team page. So the builders, let me move my little thumbnail so I can actually see. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. All right, team builders. We added coaches who have added coaches to the team. We got Victoria with 1, myself with 1, Candace, Ariana, Vanessa, Rhonda, Kelly, Deanna, Blasia, April, Nicola, whoop, Kelly Batchelor, Elizabeth, Morgan, Lauren, Cassie, Shelly, Brooke, Melanie, and Amanda have all added 1 new coach to their team this month. And then with 2 new coaches added to their team is Laura, Brooke, and Ren. And with 3 new coaches is Miss Ashton Fox. What else we got here? Success Club so far for the month of August. Now, August is usually a pretty slow churning month, but we've got a lot of babes on the board right now. So on the board, we have Kelly Binkelman, because we have 2 Kelly B's now, and I can't see KB because there's 2 of them. Kelly Binkelman, April, Victoria, Melanie, Jamie, Amanda, Jenny, Sadie, Shelly, another Shelly, so Shelly Odell and Shelly Swigert, Kendall, Rhonda, Stephanie, Dina, Kendra, Lauren, Kelly King, Candace, Brooke, Layla, Jennifer. Those are all at 2 points. And then with 4 points, we have Jennifer, Lindsay Huser, Cassie, Mallory, Chelsea, Brooke Wilkerson, Jerry Ann, Kelly Batchelor, and Lindsay Duran. And then in Success Club 5, we have with 6 points, Ren Mosley, Morgan Blair, Laura Peter, Kelsey King, Kristen, I mispronounced that, Kristen M, Blazer Rivet, and Vanessa Stike. And with 8 points, we have Miss Holly Garvey and myself. And then rocking SC10 already is Laura Fadley, and with SC12, Ashton Fox. Congratulations, you guys. All right. Do we have Miss April on? Can we find her? All right, hold on just a minute. Hold up. Wait.
Her.
Hopefully everything's okay.
She didn't message.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I saw her on Instagram maybe. I always get worried when stuff like that happens. I'm like, I hope they're okay. April McDonald. Nope, I messaged her on Facebook. Maybe try calling her on Facebook. Like, hey girl, where you at, boo? What's their announcements? Pause for just a moment. I'll be right here.
I can't call her from your Facebook for some reason.
I just did, and she's writing back. Hold on just a second. Oh my gosh, so sorry. I thought it was 10 my time. No biggie. It's okay. Can you jump on? I'm coming if it's not too late. We just finished recognition. All right. Real quick, because while we're waiting on here, hopefully my phone doesn't die. If not, you'll have to give her. She said, yep, just putting my daughter down for on now, getting on now. All right. So don't forget that we do have that push to diamond. Super excited. Hopefully we have some girls hitting emerald tomorrow. We had the emerald call on Tuesday, I believe it was. And so the challenge was to go emerald by tomorrow. And the goal is to be emerald by the 29th. An emerald coach is a coach that has one coach on her left and one coach on her right. And then you are active, of course, an active coach on each leg, and then you will be an emerald coach. And then you get access to our push to diamond that's happening starting September 5th. So if you have a chance tonight, if you got one coach, go ahead and make the other one happen. One of the best ways to get a coach is to sign your husband on a 3-day refresh challenge pack, because you know what, we use those 3-day refreshes anyways. So, oh, there she is. I see you, boo. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm here. This is crazy. Let me fix my hair. I just got done putting my kid down. This is great. All right. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to give April a proper introduction, and then we'll get started. So Miss April McDonald, met her on the round table. Super cute rock star with a great transformation. 7-star diamond coach, 1-star as well. She's a 2-time elite coach. She's been coaching for 6.5 years. She is a Success legend. She left her full-time job to be a full-time coach and mommy, wifey. She has a 2.5-year-old daughter and a baby due in January. So she has got her hands full. I'm so excited to have you on. It's okay if you're like mommy flustered. Half of us are moms, if not all of us are moms at some point on this call. So I'm going to mute my line. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, and then we'll ask questions at the end of the call.
Okay, hi. Sorry. I was like, literally, I still have full hair and whatever, and I don't know why. You're in Florida, right?
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking that you were an hour behind me. So for some reason, I was like, oh man, I have to stay up till 10 o'clock today. So I'm sorry I'm late, but it's good that I'm not having to stay up till 10 o'clock because I was ready for bed like 2 hours ago. So thank you so much for the recognition. I'm super excited to talk to you guys, and I've actually been hosting a couple calls on this topic lately, and I don't want to like bore you with my story, but part of my story is something that I've been really using to motivate people, because I kind of like to talk about some of the things that I've been through. Excuse me, I like seriously can't stop burping. I don't know what I ate today, like prego issues, so just ignore me. But you know, and so I just love kind of talking to people about how we all have struggles and how to talk about overcoming adversity, because you can't ever just sit there and think like you're the only person that struggles or that you have it so much worse, because somebody somewhere has it worse than you. And so I just like to kind of talk about some of the things that I've overcome so that you can use it towards your life. And just remind you that, you know, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. We all have similar demons that we're battling. But the fact is, you just got to keep moving. And then the second part of my call will be how diamond is a mindset. So I'm going to try to keep it to like 20 minutes and then we'll all be good to go. So I have a tendency to talk fast. So I'm going to try to take some breaks and take a drink. If I'm giving you anxiety by talking too fast, feel free to just be like, girl, chill. Drop anything in the chat. I love to see like people commenting and doing that kind of thing. I probably won't look at it to the end because I'm too much of a squirrel. But yeah, so like Jatana said, I've been coaching for 6.5 years. And when I first found coaching, I was following my coach because she was doing a Shakeology giveaway. The only reason I used Instagram was for giveaways. And like I said, I had $7 in my bank account. I was broke as a joke. I had my master's in clinical exercise physiology, which basically means I was doing exercise prescription for clinical populations, whether it be doing like cardiac rehab, cancer rehab, pulmonary rehab, things like that. So I had a corporate wellness job. I also, so I had 3 jobs. I was personal training and doing boot camps, and I was waitressing. So I was doing all of those things, and my full-time job only paid me barely $30,000 with a master's degree. So I was struggling hardcore. My husband was a restaurant manager. I left for work at 5:15. He was not home until 3 a.m, closing down the restaurant. We saw each other one day a week. And we, like I said, were paycheck to paycheck barely. I was a regular member of the Insufficient Funds Club. So I saw her post and she was like, are you sick of your job? Is your boss a jerk? Are you feeling unfulfilled and underpaid? And I was just like, yes to all of the above. So I was one of those like crazy people that we all wish there were more of. I asked her about coaching. She sent me an hour-long webinar and I signed up that day. She had a team call that night. I hopped on her team call. There was a Super Saturday. 2 days later, I had no idea what it was. She told me to go. I went. She told me to bring a guest. I did. I didn't even know what Success Club was when I got there. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just literally like, you tell me something to do and you tell me there's an opportunity to not be in this like hole that I was. And I was just going to like blindly listening to this girl I didn't even know from Instagram, and I just did it. And honestly, that's just kind of how I worked my business from the very beginning. My coach was like, get on YouTube, listen to these top 10 coaches and just like stalk their weekly tradings. And I did. And I like every waking hour that I wasn't at one of my 3 jobs was spent on my commute. I would make a post before I left while I got ready in the morning. And on my drive, I was listening to personal development. The night before, I would write down the people that I was going to invite. And on my 30-minute lunch break, that's when I sent invites. Then on my drive home, I was on the phone with either a prospect or a current coach to mentor. And then I would get home, work out, have dinner, have family time. And then I would work my business for 2 more hours because I just knew that I had to work now. I love, love, love the saying, work now how others won't, so you can live later how others can. And I believe that's Jim Rohn that said that. And since I have heard that, I have been like, it's going to be a struggle, and I'm going to sacrifice the happy hours, and I'm going to sacrifice the times that I could be hanging out watching The Bachelor. But I know and I see the potential in this. And I remember like Janelle Summers was one of the main coaches I looked up to like so much then. And I was like, I know that if she can do this, I can do this. And I saw so much potential. So every hour, every minute that I could spare, even if it was like a 10-minute time before I had to, okay, I got really ready really quick. We had date night and I had 10 minutes because my husband was still doing his hair. Like, what could I be doing? I was so laser focused on my goals that's how I worked. So not to stress you out, I didn't have kids then as well. So, disclaimer, I understand that you can't totally be like that as a mom. But that's just like, that's where my mindset has always been. And I remember it was probably like 4 years into the business. And I remember looking at my team and I said, you know what? This was the first day in 4 years I took a holiday off. And I still posted, but that was the first time in 4 years I didn't at least start conversations with new people, send at least a few invites, because I loved what I do. I mean, I still do. I loved what I did. And it wasn't work for me. It was just part of my everyday routine. It's like I wouldn't get up and not brush my teeth. Why would I not do these things that were going to benefit me? So just to give you a background of like, I've always just had this gun-ho mindset, because I really feel like when somebody's back is against the wall, that's going to be a very big determining factor, because my why was so clear and my vision of what I wanted from this business was so clear that that's what fired me up. And I know a lot of times, whether you've been in this business for a while or maybe you're in a funk and you just feel like you're coasting, can we like be brutally honest and can you just like raise your hand if you feel like you're in a funk right now? And I'm going to like say like, it's okay. Okay. Whenever you get like that, my number one question is, are you doing personal development every day? Yes or no? It's usually no if you're in a funk. And if it is yes, you're probably not doing the right personal development. So I encourage you, if you're doing a personal development that's not speaking to you, stop and reach out to your upline and find something, really think about, what am I really struggling with? So for a good point in my life, I never know how to say it because they changed how they do elite. Like now they do it the year that you're celebrated. So 2015 and 2016 were the years that we qualified for elite, because I don't know how to say it, but, and our team was on fire. We were popping diamonds. We were popping star diamonds. We were just killing it. And so I had my daughter November of 2016, and then 2017 rolls around and I had horrible postpartum depression, and I didn't realize that it was postpartum depression and not just like the way that moms are. I just thought, oh, crying 4 hours a day is normal. It's fine. It'll get better. And so I had this, and I was moving from Charlotte, North Carolina to Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I live now. It's about 3 hours apart. My husband for 2 years had commuted back and forth doing real estate. We finally decided to move to Fayetteville. That's where we are now. That's where my family, my in-laws are, and they own a successful real estate team here. So we were moving. We were buying a house. In the process of that, living in one room of my in-laws' house. That means learning how to breastfeed a new baby with a 15-year-old brother-in-law at the time. My father-in-law there. Every time I needed to go nurse the baby, I had to go to our room with, not to mention all of our stuff in one room with a 100-pound German Shepherd. It was just so much stuff. Okay, so I was already struggling. Just setting the stage here for you. And then it was my 30th birthday. And 3 of my coaches that were like my best friends, we had traveled to Hawaii together. We had gone on all of the Success Club trips. We made like 5 or 6 trips together that year. I talked to them every single day. So these are my downline coaches. So they had made plans to fly to my house for my birthday. And they were 2 of them were my 2-star diamonds. One was like 3-star qualifying. So I gave them their 2-star gifts when they were there. And I knew something was off, but I was like, maybe it's just like my postpartum depression. Like maybe it's just me being crazy. And then I found out after that they had started a new business, a different network marketing business, and just weren't telling me. And then I found out that they were blocking me from post. And when I tried to like tell them how they could run both businesses, they just flat out like went to town like, screw this. I was trying to really like tell them how to do it both, like that you could legitimately do 2 businesses and do it the right way. And they just like a switch was flipped and they were no longer my friends and they just didn't care. And I had to make all my group secret. I had to make my friends private. They were literally doing a power hour for their new network marketing business from my team page. They had like a secondary Facebook account one time that got locked out and I forgot about it. So they were like literally still in there, like looking for my people, my personal friends list, like my family members, like cousins were getting friend invites and requests and things like that. It was horrible, horrible. I lost every single one of my star diamonds. I lost probably 15 downline diamonds and their entire teams left with them. And they didn't just like leave and buy. It was horrible. They ended up all of their accounts being canceled, the main ones at least, because they were just blatantly ignoring the policies and procedures. So it wasn't just like, I've had so many coaches like leave and go sell lip scents or go do this and go do that. And then I buy from them. Like, I want you to follow your heart. I want you to do what you need to do to be happy. But when it's your best friend stabbing you in the back, and then like literally like I was in one of their team page and they were like, I'm so sorry, you have to be associated with April. She's the worst human being to ever walk this earth. Like, I'm not joking. It was the meanest mean girl thing that I have ever been through. On top of postpartum depression, on top of moving to a new town where I knew no one, and top of just feeling like my whole world was falling apart. So it was like literally the equivalent of like having your heart broken. I had to go to therapy. I just was a hot freaking mess. And then I just thought, I don't know if coaching is for me anymore. And you guys know, like I set the stage. I was the most gung-ho coach. I was like, I just don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can let people back in, because these were people that I thought were like my lifers. Like, I just don't know if I can do this. So I continued on, but kind of like not with my whole heart. And it really shattered my confidence as a leader. And so I really just started recruiting challengers. All of 2017 was mostly challengers. And I ended up going back to, ended up going and getting my real estate license and working real estate with my in-laws family, and just being like, maybe this is what I should do. Like, maybe like being a stay-at-home mom isn't for me. I don't know why my voice is shaking. I'm not crying. I'm just like, literally I can't breathe because I talk too fast. Sorry. So all that happened. Last year, about this time, I got back from Austin, Texas for a personal development seminar for real estate. And it made me realize, like, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is not what I want to be doing. Like, I am doing this because I feel like I should. I don't need the extra income. I don't want to be away 40 hours a week when I could be home doing what I love. And it really took me like kind of like taking my focus off of Beachbody to really do the work on myself. And, I still was hitting Success Club, but I was doing the bare minimum. And so I finally was like, I want to go back. I want to go all in. So it was August of last year that I really started going all in. And that's the first time I started looking for active, new coaches, and really digging in and teaching and training and mentoring again, because I just had been, like I said, doing the bare minimum. And so it was from August till work. And I didn't really see the results of that until honestly January. So I was working and I wasn't seeing like a ton of changes in my income. I wasn't seeing a ton of changes. So I like to tell you that for the sole reason of, I thought that was my daughter. It's a siren. I was like, oh, am I talking too loud? I want to tell you that for the sole reason, don't put in the work for a month and then be like, I have nothing to show for it. This isn't going to work. Even as a seasoned coach with a huge downline, I was putting in the work, and for me to really see like a huge change, it was like a good almost 6 months that I really saw the change in my business, the change in, the culture, because our team culture had just, it was gone because I was so absent. And that was the one thing that I really missed. So we are now, moral of the story, we are now organically on track to hit elite. I'm really honestly not stressing about it. I have a coach, she just messaged me about 40 minutes ago that she officially hit diamond. This is my first diamond in 2 years. And that was a big wake up call at Summit, because Danielle Tony said, how are you going to sit there and like want your team to rank advance if you aren't rank advancing? And I was like, yep, that's definitely talking to me. And that was a huge wake up call for me. So right now I've just been really digging in with my team and focusing on diamond mindset. And so I honestly think that so many people overcomplicate it, and they put the diamonds and the star diamonds on your team. Like, you put them up here, right? You're like, oh, I hit those star diamonds, those leaders, and then our coach and emerald peasants are down here. Like, girl, no. You are the same person. You are the same level. They either just have been doing it longer, or they have failed more than you to get to where they are. And that's honestly the difference between you and a super successful coach, is that they have not been afraid to fail. They have failed more to get to where they are. And you cannot sit there and be afraid of
Pause for a second. There we go. We got the line muted. Sorry, couldn't hear you. All right, go ahead.
Sorry. But yeah, the only difference between you and somebody that's super successful is that they failed more. And I honestly tell my girls, I'm like, just go fail. Like, you cannot be afraid to fail. Like, for example, you're going to say like, oh, I'm going to do this laundry. I'm going to clean the kitchen. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for work. I'm going to do this for Beachbody. And the laundry, without fail, usually doesn't get done or folded or put away. And there's a sink full of dishes that you were like just expecting to have the time to do. But if you fail and that doesn't happen, are you just like, well, I'm never cleaning my house again. We're just going to look like an episode of Hoarders. No, you're not going to just like not do it. You're going to go through the next day. And you're going to do what you need to do. It's okay when things don't go your way. It's not okay to give up. It's not okay to be like, oh, that didn't work. I'm done. It's not for me. I'm not a good coach. I'm not this. I'm not that. Because as a mother, as a coach, as I don't want to say maid, but a household runner, we fail every day. And so honestly, I just want you to look at it and be like, where can I fail today? Where can I fail? Where can I move forward? Where can I not be emotionally connected to the outcome? Because that's where I need to focus. And where you are afraid to fail and the things that you are most afraid of are the things that you need to be doing more. You need to be doing more so that you aren't afraid of failing anymore, so that you are just like, it's a part of life. Every time you get a no, there is nothing wrong with that. But what I tell my coaches is, if you're consistently getting no's, take screenshots, send it to your upline. Hey, how would you change this? Okay. It's one thing to be afraid to get a no. It's another thing to just be like, okay, that's okay. All I have to do, send that screenshot, post it on my team page. Hey guys, how would you have changed this? Hey guys, how would you have done this differently? And that's really all it's about, is just like, okay, so this didn't work. Let me see if it's anything on my end. Because sometimes, honestly, guys, we can tweak some little thing that you're doing and be like, hey, try this next time. Or you don't know how to follow up. And your coach is like, okay, send that meal plan that we shared in our challenge group and send that and say this. And then just ask them about their, how their kids' first week of school is going. Instead of being like, hey girl, did you get my message? Are you ready to sign up? Something simple like that, focusing more on relationships. Maybe your upline will have, a tip or something like that. So I just can't tell you enough is that if you want something, you have to believe that you can get it. And you have to stop putting other people on a pedestal and realize that all you have to do to get there is just show up and decide today, believe it, visualize it, know it is going to happen. One of my coaches pushing for Diamond sent me, so at Summit this year, she took a picture of the 2-star Diamond stage and she like photoshopped her and her coach, their like success partners in it. And it was the cutest thing ever. She's like, I know this is so silly. She's like, and after I stopped laughing about it because it looks so crazy, she's like, I literally was just crying tears of joy because I'm just picturing how excited I'm going to be when we walk across that stage as 2-star Diamonds at Summit next year. That's how crystal clear you have to be on your goals and your vision. And no, maybe you're in a funk right now because you've hit your goals or you've made your why come true and you haven't reset that. It is not going to stay the same. My original why when I showed up and I hustled was that I wanted to wake up without an alarm clock. Poor kids, without an alarm clock and have my coffee in my office with my purple fuzzy slippers. And chill. Because all day long, I was so go, go, go. I packed every meal in a Tupperware and I even packed a pillow and a blanket so that I could take like a 15-minute nap in any increment that I would have in my car. That is all I wanted. I wanted a moment to be still. I didn't want to wake up on a yacht with Jay-Z. I wanted to drink my coffee in my office. Okay, it was so simple. And so then I did that. And so then I wanted to be able to, it changed so much. I wanted to be able to pay off debt. I wanted to be able to buy my husband a truck because he had been living with this truck that didn't have AC through Mississippi, South Florida, North Carolina for like 3 years. And he's the most hot-natured man you'll ever meet. And I don't even know how that happened. But, we couldn't even afford to get the air conditioning fixed. And I visualized buying him like a big, sexy truck. And we were able to do it. And then it changed. It should always be changing, guys. And you should always be striving. And I don't care if it scares the crap out of you. Set it, visualize it, picture it. I literally pictured myself in my office with my fuzzy slippers up on the desk on the days that I felt like I didn't have time, so I would make time. On the days that I didn't feel like doing it, so I would do it anyway so that I could be done with it and stop stressing over it. You have to believe and visualize those things that you want so much that you're just like, I know it's going to happen. I believe it. I see it. I feel it. I know it. And you need to talk to people about it. You need to put a date on it. And you need to just know that you can do it. Because if you don't actually 100% know and believe you can do it, it's not going to happen. I have a lot of coaches that I can tell. They're like, yeah, it would be nice to be Diamond, but they aren't going to be Diamond until they change their mindset. And I cannot do that for you. And so I have the girls that are really pushing right now and that are on fire. The girl that just texted me tonight that she's going to be Diamond when she wakes up tomorrow. She has literally been saying 4 times a day when she wakes up in the morning, smiling in the mirror, I'm a rock star Diamond coach. I'm a rock star Diamond coach. And literally says it every day. And I don't care if you're maybe you think it's rah, rah, rah. Maybe you think it's silly. Just start doing it until you freaking believe it, even if you think it's silly. And then see how you feel. Because a lot of people, I used to think that too. I used to think okay, well, if that would really work, wouldn't the orphans in Africa be like, I have food. I was so negative. I hated it. But honestly, when I really started, not just visualizing it, you gotta put in the work. They have to go hand in hand. So if you aren't doing the things, you aren't doing your vital behaviors, you aren't filling out your business activity tracker, doing your power hour, you have to be all in. And whether you are focusing on Diamond or Star Diamond, I tell my coaches, I'm like, Diamond is gonna happen. We 100% know that. But when you really start changing your income is 2-star Diamond. And I need you to stop thinking that's Lindsay Matway status that you could never achieve, because honestly, somebody that signs up this month is going to be a 2-star diamond next year at Summit. So stop saying that you can't do it, because there's going to be somebody that signs after you that's going to outwork you, and they're going to do it. So if you want it, believe it, visualize it, and do it. And that's all I got.
No, it's so true. It's so true. I remember seeing coaches that would sign up after me, and I'm like, holy crap, this girl is slaying, especially when the freaking work. It's amazing. And I have the same thing when I first started. I always say, you can have your big goals of like, this is like my vision of what I want to be and where I want to live, and it may be P. Diddy on the yacht. I don't know. But you should also think small things. When I first signed up as a coach, I'm like, I just want to be able to go get my hair highlighted and not feel guilty.
Yes.
Because I would feel bad spending $150 on myself as a stay-at-home mom. Like, I felt bad about it. And now I'm like, whatever, I want to go get this. But no, that was like one of my first little goals. And then I remember, I don't even know if Kelly's still on the call. She's going to make fun of me. I don't think she is. But I remember when I used to coach cheerleading, and Kelly she's younger than me, and she'd come in, I swear, every day she came in with a different coach bag. Every day. She was like, I'm like, girl, who's buying all these dang coach bags? Like, why you got all these coach bags? And for me, as a stay-at-home mom, like going into a coach store, which is crazy now because I'm like, Louis Vuitton, hey. But going into a coach store as a brand new coach, or before I was a coach, as a brand new mom, was like, I would sit there and look at them and just dream of buying a coach bag. And so when I first signed up as a coach, the first thing I was like, I'm going to earn enough money to buy myself my own coach bag. So setting those small little goals for yourself and letting them be achievable quick, and those quick wins will give you so much confidence too in the business, and also the P. Diddy on a boat goal, if that's yours as well.
No, that's so true. Because I actually remember, being able to sit in my office meaning I would quit my job. That was a huge goal for me. That was like P. Diddy size for me. My goal was like, I want to go to the grocery store without having to check my bank account. Because I remember a time when I was sitting in the Publix meat section crying because it was my husband's birthday and I couldn't afford to buy him the brisket, because we didn't even do gifts. We literally just made dinner because we were so broke, and I couldn't afford to buy him a brisket to make for his dinner. And like, that was like, something has to give. And so that was like my big thing. It's like, and so just know that, like, honestly, just when your back is against the wall, or when your why is big enough, that's when you make the magic happen. But if you're just coasting, you need to get really close with your why, because you're not going to make those big dreams happen until you really think about why you're doing it.
Absolutely. And another thing, what you mentioned, Summit and the 2-star stage, and your coaches visualize or making that image. Like, you don't get to experience the drive behind that if you're not at Summit. and so I encourage everybody to be there next year, and maybe be there at whatever rank your goal is. But when you get there, to take those moments and be like, where am I going to be next year? Because I remember watching those elite coaches walk across the stage, sitting up in the nosebleeds in the MGM Grand going, I'm going to sit down there one day at one of those tables, and I'm not going to be up here in the nosebleeds. And now I'm down there with my name on a chair with a guest, which is incredible. So love it, love it. What questions do you guys have for April? We're going into a push to diamond starting on September 5th. We have a lot of girls who are qualifying to be a part of it. They have to be emerald by August 29th. And so they get access to this push to diamond, which is going to be a lot of fun and a lot of awesome information. But what questions? Do you guys have any questions for April before we jump off?
I feel like it wasn't brain surgery. It was just like, show up and do your crap.
Personal development book.
For my new coaches, I say the slight edge or compound effect. For me personally, I am a tough love kind of person. I love Grant Cardone. I love anything Grant Cardone. But my brain is like done for the day. So 10X rule. And what's his other one? Be obsessed or be average. I just love, like, at one point he was like, my editors told me I couldn't call this chapter Don't Be a Little Bitch, but I said it anyways. Like, the Audible book. He just like cracks me up. he speaks to me. And then I'm listening to, if you need like leadership, personal development, I'm re-listening to John C. Maxwell's 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth right now. That one's a really good one. You probably have this, Jatana, in your team page, because I believe it was like in the roundtable. There's a huge personal development list based off of what you're looking for. So it depends on exactly what you're looking for, whether it's mindset, whether it's this, whether it's that. Also, for me, if I ever feel like I'm in a funk, I also know that I'm a very spiritual person. So I also know that it's usually like me letting my anxiety get the best of me and not just like giving it over to God. Like, I don't need to deal with all of this. Like, give it over to God, whatever you believe, get rid of it, because you do not have to deal with that. And so when I am trying to like fix all my problems myself, instead of like having morning time with Jesus, that really helps my anxiety. That's a big wake up call. When I'm in a funk, a lot of times it's like, okay, April, when's the last time you like actually sat and talked to God and like did your devotional? So that honestly is part of my personal development, because it helps my anxiety so much too.
So true. And it's true, like in terms of personal development, like book recommendation is going to be based on what your needs are, and where you're at. So
yeah. And if it's not speaking to you, don't feel like you have to finish it. Find one that is.
Oh, I'm queen of that one.
Yeah.
I start a bunch and I'm like, I'm bored.
I know. I have literally like, it's embarrassing how many I have in my Audible that are like half done. I'm like, okay, let's. But I know, like obviously give it a couple chapters, but I usually know if I'm like, nope, this isn't what I need right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a podcast or a YouTube video kind of person. But.
Yes. What's your favorite podcast, by the way?
I've listened to some of Lori Harder's, Angie Lee, Shalane Johnson. I love any of Will Smith's stuff. Gary Vee. Those are like my go-tos.
If you guys want business building, personal development, your virtual upline by Bob Heilig is hands down my favorite, because he really focuses on network marketing and everyone. So that one's a good one.
Awesome sauce. Well, it is 9:46, and a lot of us get up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning to work out together. If you guys aren't on our morning workout, they go from like 4 o'clock in the morning until like 9 o'clock in the morning. There is somebody on our Zoom workout. So please feel free to jump on there and work out with us. It's a lot of fun, and it's good for your audience to see that you're a part of a community. And here in April, thank you so much I will make you stay on. And you're like, I'm tired. I don't want to hear all your stuff. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. We appreciate it. Hopefully get some good rest. And
you're welcome. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.
And one last thing real quick before I jump off. I'm looking for ideas with naming our Zoom workout call. My thought and I'm having a really hard time. I don't know why, because I love doing this kind of thing. It's like what I wanted my career to be in. It was like coming up with consulting stuff for companies, and I can't think of it myself. So in my mind, I'll tell you where I'm going with this. You know, things like Pure Barre and Soul Cycle, and how you're like, hey, you want to come to Pure Barre with me? Or, hey, you want to come to Soul Cycle with me? I want our Zoom workout to be like, hey, do you want to come to with me? But I don't know what that is. And I don't want it to be workout, and I don't want it to be accountability. I don't want it to be Zoom. I don't want it to be a group. You know, it's got to be something playful with the words. So, I mean, I know that like Ashley Molson has like the come sip with us or whatever. It can be a play on words like that as well. So if you guys have anything that you can think of, I really want to brand it. I want to come up with a logo for it, and I want us all to be able to use it so that we can literally invite people to Pure Barre or Soul Cycle. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about that. I'm having a hard time coming up with a name, but it doesn't have to be complicated. So, all right. Good night, you guys. I love y'all. Have an amazing evening, and I'll see some of you guys in the morning. Bye, guys.